Hello and welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're listening to the Car Huddle with me, Hugh Hatrick, and my two very special co-hosts. It is Andrew Marr
Nano.
and Jonathan Sutherland.
Kamisawa.
Oh, it's great to see you tonight. And we are going to be talking about our guests that we've had over the last couple of weeks and the highs and the lows of sim racing. But first, as it's still current, as it's Saturday night, and there's still a day left on Gran Turismo, we have been racing at Sardinia C track on GT Sport. And Jonathan noticed a very interesting cheat that I hadn't noticed until later on. It was earlier on this week. Jonathan, can you explain to us what has happened on this race?
I certainly can. I was busy lapping away trying to beat your time, which was pretty decent, and I got within about a tenth of your time, but I wasn't really beating it very easily. So I thought, right, okay, time to watch the replays, and I clicked the fastest one because I want to see who goes around fastest, which is a lot faster, and I hit play, and I just watched from in-car as it drove straight into the wall. And I thought, that's a bit odd. And I actually thought that it was an error. I thought that it was my last lap and I must have crashed or something. So I thought, oh, well, never mind, let's just try the fourth fastest one, hit the wall again. I thought, right, okay, that's a bit odd. Now you can try another one. Then I realized that actually that's what they were doing. They were hitting the wall, bouncing off the wall and coming back on again. So I decided, well, that sounds good. I can beat Hugh by fair means or foul, and foul it is. So I tried it. And I got lucky. First time I hit the wall, I just went flat out into the wall without turning, and I didn't come out in the right place. Yeah. Second time, all the stars aligned. I put some steering lock on. I hit the brakes just before I hit the wall, and it just bounced off. And during the crash, I just clicked it back into third gear, floored it, and I was just up on the time. And that was when I set the 55.8, which is at the time just about top 10 in the world. It's now not. I think it needs to be 55.3 or 4 or something to be top 10 in the world. But yeah, that was my wall riding. And the trouble is I've been qualifying in pole position all the time and then just getting destroyed in the race. So that's the trouble. Actually, that's not true. I have actually done quite well with that race this week. I'm nearly a B+ driver.
A B+? But is that not nearly enough getting up to A then, yeah? Not too far?
Yes. I call myself a B+ driver now. Yes. I identify as a B+ driver. So
very nice spin. Very, very nice spin.
It's my truth.
So what do you think? I'll go to Andrew next. Obviously, you're new to GT Sport, Andrew. You've been watching us do it things, but you now are prepared. You've got your PS4. You see what the tracks are like. What is your take on cheating being allowed so kind of blatantly on games like this? Do you think it's good or bad?
Well, I did notice this particular wall cheat. Shall we call it the wall of life as opposed to the wall of death? It's two ways to look at it, isn't there? People applaud those that find ways and means, novel ways of getting faster times. I mean, they're playing the game. If you think of it as an arcade game, they're playing the game and they're doing it well. As far as racing and driving is concerned, it's crap. It's a stupid thing. And they need to redo the game a bit. Where, I mean, obviously, it's great having indestructible cars. I enjoy it. I can punt people out of the way, do my special push to pass, which I talked about on my stream, which is slightly different to proper push to pass in IndyCar and old F1. You don't push a button, you push the car in front. Based on Jason Plato's racing method that he used for a very, very long time with Matt Neal, which is why they had a punch-up in the pit lane that time. But if they redesign the game, because we've talked about having cars that can be damaged, they could add a layer of really interesting random excitement by those people. Every sort of fifth car that hits that wall explodes. I mean, they can actually do it. Not just crashes and get damaged and limps along, actually explodes and kills the driver in it. That would be awesome. Then it's got that sort of special hot look that goes on. So you don't know, I could get a really fast time here and get up the field or die. It's proper Jeopardy, proper Jeopardy.
Or it actually physically makes your PS4 explode. It just melts, and it's just.
That'd be quite good though, because if it got
Possibly, I was thinking more of the actual computerized car, but but why not rig the seat up to the PS4?
Yeah, but electric shocks into your place.
You could do it like in the beginning of Ghostbusters. The proper Ghostbusters, not the new one, where he's testing whether or not they're psychic by giving him electric shocks.
Yeah.
So the handheld thing, my steering wheel, the paddle, goes like that. Or they've got an electrode up their bum on their special racing seat they spent hundreds of pounds on, and it goes.
Well, that's an interesting result.
Well, think about it. Formula One and motor racing is meant to be dangerous. This adds another level of realism. It hurts.
I do think, though, that if you crashed on that, if it was really dodging, obviously they could tell that you were deliberately hitting the wall to get a faster time. And then obviously the real damage comes up, so it crunches your car to a complete, it's not going to go anymore. And then it just says wasted on the thing, like they have. Wasted.
Ideal explosion. It explodes. The doors fly off. Wheels go in several directions, and then you get 2 arms and 2 legs.
You're now. I'm going to say that better. I'll say that's what I'll take for the outtakes.
If you want to add another level, to that, only happens to people who improve their time by hitting the wall. So you wait until they get to the next time line, then they explode. And or get electrocuted on the genitals, however it works. Then you don't know if you're gonna. It's like you can do it, but you've got to go a bit slower. Afterwards. It's a bit like the average speed cameras on a motorway, where you do 70 all the way through the 50 zone and then 40 for the last bit. So that
it really annoys you when you're at the motorway, because you come in, you go to 80, and then you drive the last bit in lane 3 at 20. It really annoys people behind, but it's average speed, isn't it?
You need an FSO Polonaise fitted with a 20-30mm rapid fire cannon, so it becomes a tank.
A little minigun, just take them out.
I like miniguns. I think I should have a minigun on my GT4 Hurricane. Then, when the psychotic computerized AI Ford Mustang takes me out, I don't have to catch him to destroy the little shit. Okay? Because Sony has programmed lunatics who are orange, all of them, or pink. Carry on.
Well, there we go. But I don't know how they let that get away with a penalty. I don't know how it didn't cause a penalty, or why GT Sport didn't go back in and change it, because it's pretty obvious what you're doing. They must have had a load of complaints from the usual people who monitor these things. But clearly they just left it there. So maybe they can't change it after they announced the race. I don't know.
Yeah, you think they could have updated it quite quickly and sorted that.
Or maybe every race has a cheat like that, but most people don't.
I thought they'd switched off all the penalties anyway. It seems that way, the way they punt you off every time I watch him race. Oh, look, there's that Hatrick. I know him. He's the one that likes to be punted off the circuit. Have him. Penalty? Nah.
He can give as good as he gets. He pleads innocent. I've seen him with some pretty dodgy moves.
They've watched the show. They realise the wonderful pleasure and entertainment that it gives people like me and you, John, to watch you go, oh, come on.
Come on, Hugh. Come on.
Do that.
Naughty.
Cannot be serious.
The occasional F-bomb, which is very funny. That's very, very good. I like your video that you did the other day when you talked over the Peugeot RCZ lap at Sardinia. That was very good. Not the lap, the race.
That was quite good, wasn't it? It worked out quite well.
Got down, but then you got back up to 8th or something. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to do more of those because they seem to work quite well, and they're quite quick to do, which is fun. But,
that's good. And Andrews is very, very good as well. The one you watched one of yours anyway. That when you were talking over some psychotic AI, it was very funny. It's very good.
Oh, that's the psychotic AI. That's at Suzuka East. Yes, that one. I've done a few more since then.
Oh, I'll have to Do I? Maybe I don't even. What is your channel? I need to find your channel. I don't think I've even subscribed to it.
Rumor. Just type in Rumor.
Rumor. Okay.
Rumor. Oh, I can send you a link.
The 7 subscribers.
Send the link, and then I can subscribe. That would be really, really good.
Yeah,
But they're quite good. I quite like this because you're both very good at doing the commentary over it. It's funny.
So we're going to tell our viewers. So we're going to try and do videos and commentate over them. So if we can figure out how to do it on our PS4s, we will actually be able to record a race through our record the replay, and it will have the commentary of either me driving and Andrew and Jonathan commentating on it, or Jonathan driving and Andrew and I commentating on it. So they'll be fun, and we'll record them and we'll put them out as videos. So it should be a good laugh. We're just going to try and figure out how it can be done. But I'm pretty sure if we all log on and do a game, or one of us does a game, we should be able to then log into that and see it work. That was Jonathan doing a skid stop.
It was. I just went down in the world. I didn't really mean to. Yeah. No, that could be quite good because it's going to encourage bad behaviour from us all. Because we're going to try and make entertaining videos for you guys to comment on. So we'll be doing deliberately dodgy moves, some extremely optimistic overtaking manoeuvres. Lots of stewards inquiries from Rue and Hugh and me when Hugh does them as well. And
yes,
a few brake tests, a bit of defensive driving, cutting a few corners, a few wall rammers or riders, whatever you call it. Yeah, it'd be very good fun.
Yeah. Now, before we quickly close, we will go on to our guests that we've had in the last couple of weeks. Now, we've had 2 fantastic guests. We had Luke Reed, who is a driver in the Ginetta GT4 Super Cup Championship, and he was excellent. Now, I think you guys were commenting on that when it went out live. But did you enjoy Luke's show?
It was okay. Yeah, it was all right. Lots of his mates on the commentary. Several I tried to engage with, but they were too miserable, so they didn't engage with me. So.
But no, he had a lot to say and lots of good tips as well. And he had a really interesting history coming from mini racing, and then before that, go-karting. So it was good to get an idea of what it was like to have, to actually be a real racing driver, and to try and get, money at this time of year, or in this period, to get sponsorship and backing. So I thought that was pretty good. And then of course we had JSR Devon on Thursday night, and he was lots of fun. And I thought he's got the Idiots of the Week video for Forza and for GT Sport. And he was great fun. I know that Andrew, you think that was our idea, but he has been doing it. It was
our idea. We didn't ask him. I'd never heard of him before we came up with that idea. And it was a brilliant idea. And just because we didn't do videos of it doesn't mean it's any worse an idea. And it was like a little idea, and it was good. And John's gone.
John is disappearing from our TV show.
I always thought John would go up in the world. He's not. He's going down.
I think Chair's lost a bit of gas pressure in the strut. That's possibly what's going on.
Well, there we are. So yeah, no, it was good fun. I have to say, JSR was excellent, and he had lots of good tips.
It's Napoleon.
Oh, he's coming back into the screen there.
What? No chair.
Well, for everybody who's listening, let us know in the comments who you would like us to interview. If you're a sim racer and you would like us to have you on the show, then get in contact. It's simply info@hughhatrick.com. If you don't mind the background noise there, and we will happily bring you on the show and see what it's like. If you're a racing driver or a rally driver as well, we'd love to have you on the show. And we're always looking for motorsport enthusiasts and drivers and racers to see what it's like and to get your enthusiasm and your motorsport history out there in front of all your fans and subscribers. But from Andrew and Jonathan, who are mucking about here in the back.
I was just going to say we need bickering couples, because honestly, when Hugh does stuff and gets irritated, and when we have bickering couples, so interesting, because it's just fun. It's like better than Big Brother.
You need to get Toto and Susie Wolf on next week, and they'll be arguing about who empties the dishwasher.
Amazing. Toto, I'm going to the bathroom. And then
Susie empties the dishwasher. Don't put the plates in where the pans go.
The bathroom. Listen to me, you wee Austrian Sassenach. I've got a really weird accent because every now and again I sound like I'm coming. No, that went to Pakistani. It should have gone to German. Oh, well, yeah. It's got a really
I
good
am
accent.
Scottish Wolf. I am sometimes Scottish, but sometimes very German, and it's very strange.
I went driving, and then I didn't go driving, and then I went. Ich bin nicht ein. There you go. Sorry.
I raced in the German DTMs for a while, and then I met Toto. He ran the Mercedes team and hired me as a driver. There you go.
On that note, to anyone who's still listening,
Racing for a Mercedes.
I'll let Andrew do the first part of our motto and Jonathan to do the latter part. Andrew, go first.
It's another classic car huddle. It's always good fun.
Schnell fahren, but I've got to do all of it. Don't crash.
Yeah.
Try not to crash. I can't say that in German. Well, I could if I worked it
Okay.
out.
And Jonathan.
Drive fast and try not to crash. There you go. Whatever. Get on.
And the second part.
You win the race at the first corner.
Fantastic.
I often do that. I was on Sardinia earlier today, and I got into first position at the first corner. It's a similar technique to using. It's kind of a combination of the wall of life and the push to pass, where you go up the inside of people and they help you around the corner while catapulting off because you've hit them, and then you're in first. It's brilliant. Works.
It's good. You can just not brake into the corner, go up the inside on the grass, and get first place for about 0.5 a second until you hit the wall and explode.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to sort of jump in the air and spin around and end up facing the wrong way. So it doesn't work so well. For me, I prefer to see a Peugeot 2-litre rubbish French thing catapult off sideways in the wing mirror, and I'm going, French.
Well, on that note, take care. Good to see you all. And we'll be back with another podcast because the one with JSR Devon will be coming out before this one, or maybe just after this one. So thanks to everyone who's listening. And we'll be back very soon.
Hands beaks. Hands beaks.
Bye just now.
Tschüss from the Titanium Sim Man. Ja.
Hands beaks.